Hey guys, yeah, hello everybody, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. So guys, yeah, welcome. Right, I just want to say before I begin, I'm running on fumes, right? Yeah, I like to do like a live stream the day after I finish a spout of night shifts. The only thing is, after this particular night shift, what happened was I had an appointment in the morning because I wanted to kind of maximize my days off, and then I just kind of come home. I've only slept for 2 hours, so if I forget stuff midstream and I make no sense or less sense than I usually do, then I apologize in advance. But guys, let's get into this. Before we get into it, I want to send a massive shout out to Donato, man. Donato is just absolutely awesome. You know that MiSTer FPGA logo you're seeing there with Mr. Kun with the Saturn's S kind of wrapped around him? Well, that's done by Donato, and he's doing a whole bunch of designs, and guys, they're absolutely awesome. Hopefully we'll have some merch coming your way soon, guys, but Donato is absolutely awesome. So just want to say hello to everyone in chat. We got Richard, we got Phil, and we got Alex. So hello guys, I hope everyone is doing fantastically well. So I really like Phil and his recommendations. Yo, Scalino the first, how you doing? Let's start this going, right? Because this is one of the games Phil recommended to me, or Phil recommended to me, and he was like, yeah, check it out. And guys, yeah, I definitely want to check it out. I just hope I don't actually get like any copyright violations, right? So I tested this game out. It reminds me of like Space Ace and you know, like those Dragon's Lair type games. I really hope I don't get like copyright violations, because the last stream I did, I think it was like 2 or 3 hours, it was absolutely awesome. Like I had so much fun with that stream, and then all of a sudden, do I need to press start here? All of a sudden I just got a copyright strike, and I kind of had to remove it. There was big segments in there, right? How do I, this game definitely runs, right? Because I tried it earlier and I was like, okay, what's going on? Come on, don't be like this, man. work just a little bit. Yo, what's Saturn in the house? Yo, Pixel 240p, wicked. Let me reset this again. Not a great start. Game started. I definitely tried that out earlier because Phil recommended me some games. I did actually have some of those games. I managed to get some of those games. Not all of them, Phil, but I did actually get some. So hopefully it'll just boot into game now, and we can get this. It's definitely interesting, and I prefer it to like the Dragon's Lair games. So let's just press start. Okay, game, and right, let's go. Hopefully it will just start. That just kind of sucked there why it didn't. And guys, if like the last time when we played this, right, do you guys remember it's an update came while I was doing this video, right? Phil was like, oh, is this the latest update? And the update came while we were doing the video. And if an update comes, I can update the core. I can update the core on my MiSTer while it's while we're doing this video. So okay, I don't know what button that was. Okay, but again, this is oh, it's the yellow button. It's is it the middle button then? That's the kind of yellow button. Wicked. You know what? I think it's still alpha, right? I don't think it's gone into beta yet or anything. So maybe that's what it is. All I know, it's a work in progress core, and yeah, it's looking good. So wow, okay, awesome. Right, I need to. Wow, okay, so this is proper Space Ace, right? I pressed the wrong button there. I'm kind of too slow for this. We'll give this one more life, and then we move on to something else. And guys, if you want to get your requests in, then like just pump them down in the comments below, right? Just pump your request through. Try and write it in block capitals, just with nothing else in the message, and I'll try my utmost to get it up and running, guys. But I can see if you want to be really good at this, right, you can memorize a whole load of stuff. Clearly, which I'm not doing. I think it was down next. You need to be kind of quick. Oh, up. But this is so awesome, right? This, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I wasn't. Oh, what would I do here? Ah. Okay, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Dragon's Lair. I remember like I always referred to my uncle, right? He absolutely loved that game, and oh, see that? I looked at it and I pressed it. Right, let's now move on to something else, because this guy's laughing at me. Chase HQ, yeah, no worries. I'm going to start getting the list going. So Chase HQ sounds good. By Chase HQ, do you mean just Chase HQ, right? Or are you going to refer to Special Criminal Investigation? Because I think you've got the 2 games in one, haven't you? So that's fairly awesome. But yeah, oh, Dean, wicked. How you doing, Dean? Michael's in the house as well. I've got my dual RAM MiSTer. I did an update and all I want to see is one core. Does this one core do both dual and single? Oh, okay. So when you do update all, Michael, it only pulls down the single version of the core. In order to get the one that utilizes dual RAM, you need to do it manually. I've got tutorials on the channel. If you want to do a hand doing it. Video Game Esoterica's got tutorials as well. But yeah, you need to add that on their manual. Honestly, it's not that difficult, but you may need the latest unstable version of the MiSTer build. You may need the latest unstable one. So if not, I mean, to be honest, there's not much advantage in having dual RAM for Saturn anyway, at least at this moment in time. Right, where do you know what's Chase HQ? Is it under? Oh, is it under special? Have I got it? Have I even got it? Is it a 2-in-1 pack? Right, let's try and have a look. So is it was it S.C.I? Man, I'm telling you. Right, where is it? Where is it? Okay, maybe it's on the CHDs. I've definitely at least got Special Criminal Investigation. I think maybe I tried to get Chase HQ, but the dump was bad or something. Right, where is it? Where is it? Oh man, I'm sure I had it. Right. This is driving me nuts now. I'm very sure I had Special Criminal Investigation. I've definitely played it before. Maybe it's got something else ahead of it, like in the name or something. All right. Where are we? Where are we, guys? Sorry about this. What the hell? No? With it? Okay, we'll come. If someone knows exactly what it's called, or if they're seeing it and I'm missing it, then let me know in the comments below, guys. But let me go bin Q, and is it somewhere here? Yeah, it would be nice if it was just Chase HQ or Special Criminal Investigation. I get a feeling something might be ahead of it. Definitely tried it out before. Absolutely love Special Criminal Investigation and Chase HQ, but Special Criminal Investigation is definitely what does it for me. But at least over here, while I'm going through this, you can see the list of games that I've got. I'm going to try and avoid Magic. I think it's Magical Night or something. Yeah, Magic Night Rayoff. That is the game that flagged up with a copyright strike last time. So, or not a strike, sorry, like a warning type of thing, saying either remove it, take it out, and in kind of haste, I just kind of removed it very quickly. So let's see. Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to spot stuff here. And you know what? This is where lack of sleep comes in, right? Oh, hold on. Was it under? There we go. Tato Chase HQ. It's under bloody T, man. I knew I had it. Always forget it. Oh, I should have looked over to my left at my screen to find it. Vampire MSX in the house. How you doing? Oh, sorry, Vampire. Vampire, awesome guy. This guy really puts the list together that are just so helpful when you're trying to get stuff working and everything. So big shout out to Vampire. Really good to see you here, bud. Oh, there you go. Look, and for Michael McCann, Vampire saying single and dual RAM shows the same rate of compatibility. I think in the earlier days there was a small advantage to having dual RAM as far as the core goes, but SRG 320's just done such a great job, and yeah, he's just he's just done a fantastic job of utilizing it. And honestly, whenever, I think the last time I did like a dual and a single RAM thing and we ran the same games, there really wasn't much difference, guys. It just really wasn't. Yeah, Vampire did say, you know what, I need to start looking at it more. Yo, Video Game Esoterica's in the house. Test Crash Bandicoot, please. Yep, no problem. I'm just going to call my friends in Japan to port it over from the PlayStation, release a homebrew thing in the community, and then I'm going to download it, patch it, and then we'll get that going. Phantasm, how you doing, man? Phantasm, that ain't happening, man. I'm a family-friendly channel, man. Recently, I've wanted to lash out and use some bad words, but I've still kept it very friendly, very family friendly, you know. Tato Chase HQ. So let's do Chase HQ first, and then we got to do Special Criminal Investigation, right? Because that for me is like one of the best arcade games that I have ever played. Are there any cores that require dual RAM? Scalino, the only cores that require dual RAM at this moment in time, as far as I know, there's an Atari Jaguar Alpha core, which, to be honest, I couldn't even get it working. Maybe that's something I need to look at again. And the other one is the Midway core by Promod from the Coin Op collection, which, well, it doesn't have any sound, right? So, you know, if you're deaf and you're hard of hearing, it's the perfect core. But I mean, it's fun to try them out. The cores play really well, but you know, not having sound. Now, I'm not one of those guys that has loud sound when I'm playing games. I never have, never really been into loud sound, apart from you know, when I was clubbing. When I was clubbing, I like loud sound. Apart from that, I don't know, I just like to be aware of my surroundings, more so since becoming a parent. I don't have anything loud. Even the headphones I get, I make sure they're not noise cancelling if I'm listening to something in the house. I just want to be able to hear what's going on around. But yeah, so those ones, they don't actually have sound yet. Pramod has actually said that he's trying to get sound on that, and I've seen like teasing tweets from a Track 17 saying, oh, like, I heard that sound might be coming. Sorry, do I need to change gear? I need to change gear, don't I? Oh, here we go. Hi, right. With what? bad racing. Bad racing. All right, let's go back to low. All right. Hey, Shifty246. Hey, man, how you doing? Yeah, it's very distorted. Let's go to Special Criminal Investigation. And can I just... Is there a way to... Okay, let me reset the Saturn. I thought maybe I could just soft reset it by the game. But you know what? We know by doing a hard reset, we'll get that. Yeah, Japanese Nancy, I like that, Dean. But yeah, Special Criminal Investigation was just banging, man. It was one of the games I just absolutely loved it in the arcade. But sorry, going back to those. Right, okay, yep, here we go. Going back to the Midway Y unit course. So yeah, Track 17, yeah, put a tweet out saying I heard that sound is, again, one of those cryptic things that literally is ambiguous. It's as ambiguous as Ken's cross up in Third Strike, right? Even Special Criminal Investigation has that distorted voice. Let me just turn it down a bit, and let's try and bypass this bit, right? So we can get past it. I don't remember, right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but the previous time that we ran this, right? Did it have the distortion? I don't remember the distortion, to be honest. Ah. Or the shoot button. Oh, here we go. Okay. Bit weird, like, to hold the buttons, and you kind of need to. I've got my thumb on accelerate, and I've got my index finger kind of leant over with the shooting. Again, what a fantastic game. Where's the turbo? Let's use a bit of turbo, right? I've got these bikers here. Let's take them out. Oh, I just see. Is anyone watching Reacher on Amazon Prime? Is it Reacher Season 2? There's a really good fight scene. I mean, that's one of the great things about it. The fighting in there, right? The fighting in there is awesome. Wow, there's a lot of distortion in this core update. Now, this didn't actually happen previously. We can try something, right? I remember Adventure Taco ages and ages ago saying, what was it? Where was it? Have I gone in the right options? No, maybe. Have I gone audio and video? Where's the audio options? Right, okay. No, maybe not. Right. Debug. Was it one of these options? Was it this one? Enable, disable. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's worked. Look. Am I right? The distortion stopped, right? Big shout out to Ricardo, man, my boy Adventure Taco. This was his thing. He mentioned it, saying if you turn that option off, it gets rid of a lot of the distortion, and it clearly has. You know, it's definitely stopped. Ooh, that's gonna give me the bazooka, right? Do you know what I really like the screenshots at the end of oh, I'm in low. I really like the screenshots at the end, you know, when you take out a bad guy, right? And guys, really sorry. It's worse than usual today. I mean, usually it's bad, it's never quite this bad. Wicked. Right, let's have a look at chat for a second. Okay. Yeah, so Dean, you saw what I just done there, right? I went into that option. Let me go to it again, into debug. And then when you go into the debug, just disable this one. Yeah, SCSP DSP sound disable. And at least that's sorted it out now. I mean, we can test this theory, right? Let's give it a reset. Let's load Chase HQ again. And let me put the sound up a little bit. Let's put in Chase HQ. And we can see if the sound's not distorted, we know that option works, right? TMS, no worries. I've got, thank you for putting SEGA Ages there, right? Because, you know, I'll be looking at that. under G, right? So Galaxy Force 2. I think Galaxy Force 2 is one of the ones I got my 3DS as well, if I'm not mistaken. Awesome. Right, okay, let's do a bit of Chase HQ, and let me put my volume up as well. I have it quite low, like I said, but let me put it up just a little bit. Yo, I ain't hearing no distortion. It's sounding all good. So guys, there you go. Picked up a tip. SCPS DSP sound. Wicked. Nice one, Vampire. So Vampire's typed it out there if anyone's looking for that option. Maybe just take note of it, take a screenshot. And yeah, but the distortion's definitely stopped now, right? So that's pretty cool, right? Guys, I used to rock this game on the C64, you know, on a black and white TV. I remember the main TV in the house was a color one, and because my mum was always watching TV and it was hard to get a goal, right? I had to wait for her to stop watching. But then what happened was someone had the black and white TV. They upgraded to a color one, and they said, you know, do you want it? And I was like, absolutely. And it was an ISO in my front room, but you know, my mum was cool. She kind of let me have it. I can't remember where it was. It was on something weird in the front room, and that's what I remember playing Chase HQ on my C64 on a black and white TV, man. And you know what, I used to have, yeah, I had a great time playing that. Guys, I'm gonna go Sega ages now, and I'm just gonna try and get Galaxy Force 2. Have I got it? Ooh, I haven't. Or unless I've got two folders, right? I've got okay, so was that the bin queue? Okay, so I've got CHD folder as well. Let's see if I've got anything there. No, I haven't got it. But you know what? Let's have a look. Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's pick a random game. Let's go Street Fighter movie quickly until I kind of have a look at some other ones here in the US. Which here? Oh, right, yeah, here in the US, The Witcher. Yeah, so yeah, The Witcher is on Netflix in the UK as well, if anyone's talking about that. No, sorry, I didn't say The Witcher. I said Reacher. R for Romeo. REACHER. Sorry, so sorry if I said it too fast and it sounded wrong. No, I was watching The Reacher. I haven't actually seen The Witcher yet. I kept trying to play the game, but I kept trying to play it when I was tired, so I just kept falling asleep. And now every time I play the game, it makes me tired because I associate tiredness with it. I've got to kick it. Nah, you know what? I really don't care for football. 8 p.m. is the time I got to put the boys to bed, so that's kind of like a hard cut-off time. I can go a few minutes over, but 8 p.m. is kind of like what I'm aiming for a finish time. So just for anyone that's in a different time zone, it's now 6:15 in the UK, so we've still got an hour and 45 minutes to kind of go through. I do want to watch The Witcher, you know, but you know what? I can't have FMVs, gang. I really need to stop playing FMVs because I end up getting like, I don't know, all these violations from YouTube. But because I like to bloody talk a lot, I end up just playing them a bit. Oh, Street Battle or Movie Battle? Let's do Street Battle. I just want arcade mode, right? And apparently, okay, this has got different modes compared to the arcade. This is so janky. It is. It's just so janky. Right, who do I want to be? Shame. Oh, it's black. Okay, I don't remember Blanca being in the arcade version. I'm pretty sure he wasn't in there. Vampire, no problem, man. Sometimes I speak too fast, and you know, I try and pronounce stuff slowly and accurately sometimes, or some could say even cycle accurately. But a lot of times I just get stuff completely wrong, man. So you know, I get that right. Okay. Have you got the free hop? Look at the hop. Okay. All right, this has become my favorite version of this game, right? Because I don't remember the arcade having Blanca in it. He's got the full Super Turbo moveset. Guys, this is awesome. Well, the arcade SF movie was more jank. Yeah, it's definitely jank, man. But you know what? It's funny. Yeah, Vampire, definitely Reacher, man. I mean, the fight scenes in that are phenomenal, man. It's wild. I mean, I don't really let my kids watch violent stuff, but I swear to you, my boys, sometimes I just want them to watch some of the fight scenes in the Reacher, you know, because I was watching that stuff when I was their age. I'm not gonna do it, but honestly, sometimes I just want to show. I want to see if I can actually get. Tried it. I think in Super Turbo, you can't actually go. go underneath a file. Okay, this is actually fun. All right, I'll do one more thing, guys. Is there any more games in there? Let's have a look. Control pad. Do you know what, Phil? I'm all right with analog stick and driving games. One of my kids uses a steering wheel all the time. Oh, sorry. Also changing subject. I see you guys are talking about BIOSes, guys. I'm just using an old universal BIOS that I've been using for ages. It's the highest Saturn one now. I don't know what version it is. 101, 102, 103. Vampire, which is the best one to use in your opinion? Is it better to go over to 1.03 now, or should we remain on 1.02? Yeah, Akuma is in this version, TMS. I'm pretty sure. I mean, wow, I always wanted to see Blanca in a movie, but I always end up playing like the arcade version on emulation, and I'm sure Blanca wasn't in there, right? Because I generally pick Blanca in fighting games, you know, to start off with, right? Because if my execution is a bit off or I'm out of practice, I don't know, I don't really have much of a problem with charge moves, right? Even though it might look a little bit different from what you're seeing here. Let me see if I can get a super out. There we go. Eat that, Guile. I kind of like how the super finish looks in this game. And guys, if you want a request, just say it. I'll call Wicked Vampire. I'll stay on 102, man. I mean, I don't often change stuff. I change a lot of stuff on the MiSTer mainly because of the video thing. If not, like, I just leave stuff on there old. Like, I've got like a vanilla SD card, right? That let's see, is this still? Let me see if I can. No, he grabbed me. Okay. So in Super Turbo, you can beat a lot of people just by jumping in, doing light kick, landing and grabbing. Guys, did you see that? Did you see that that bite? So funny. Right, I want to super finish him, so. Eat that. Oh no, okay, I thought maybe. Right, go on, jump. Oh. Right, what's next? What are we doing now?
You win.
Wicked. Okay, well, no, that's good to know, man. Yo, Al, how you doing, man? Good to have you here. Okay, well, yeah, what is the PlayStation version, the PlayStation core filler? I haven't checked it for quite some time, to be honest. I'm enjoying the Saturn core out of the consoles. I'm enjoying the most. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the N64 a lot as well, but because the Saturn core has a lot of like arcade type games on there, and I'm a big fan of arcade games, right? So yeah, I kind of like that, man. Right, so let's see what I've got here. So I've got a whole bunch of new CHDs. Okay, right, okay, that's interesting. Was Area 51, was that a light gun game? Let's have a look at that until someone comes up with something. Wicked. Yeah, big shout out to Video Game Esoterica as well for dropping by. Always appreciate that, man. We actually talk a lot and compare stuff, compare notes, and even help each other out on occasion. Like he's definitely a good friend, man. Like a good friend, a good person to know. You know, since I've been doing this stuff. Nozomu Itushiki, yo, how you doing? How you doing there? Hello to everybody. Okay, yep, and N64 definitely seems a priority. So I imagine it will get to a certain stage, it will hit update all, and then maybe the updates will rotate between existing cores, like say the PlayStation one and the N64 one. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, arcade Phantasm, arcade games. That's my main love on the MiSTer. Absolutely love that. Yeah, okay, yep. Nozomu, we can definitely go that game. Yep, definitely Sukyu. Okay, hopefully it said like that as well, right? So what's going on here? This is taking a long time to load. What was it? Area 51. Okay, right. If it doesn't load, we can go straight for Sukyu Gerentai. Right, this is taking a long while. Let me at least bring it up in a menu, right? I think it's going to be in the other folder. It's going to be here. To be honest, it might be worth putting them in one folder now because you don't need to select the type of thing you're loading. Right, let me try and match that name. Suki Gente. No, that can't be it, is it? Nah. Right, I'm trying to find that game. I'm trying to match it over here, man. If anyone sees it, let me know. We've got Terra Driver. Let's have a look at Terra Driver. That might be in the other folder. Let's have a look if I have it. Okay, did someone say Tempest, right? I thought Tempest there as well. Tempest 2000 on Saturn. It is. We've got... Oh, what's happened here? Okay, okay, look, that's just bugged out. Okay, let's give it a reset now, and now let's try and load something. So let's go for Tempest. Oh, okay, that's bizarre. It's not letting me unless there's something wrong. Oh, okay. No, right, okay, no, that's why. So insert, right, okay, sorry, my bad, messing up here. Right, okay, so let's go CHD. Now let's go Tempest. Whoa, okay, hold on. No, okay, no, it's just from here, isn't it? Right, okay, all right, I need to reset this. Let me just reboot the MiSTer. For some reason it's not loading the games. Sorry, Nazuma, I'm trying to look at that Tsukio Gentai. I'm sure I've got it. Is that exactly how the game title begins, or has it got something before that? Because I like to do that before Tempest, because you asked before Michael. So let's go console again. And let's go Saturn Unstable. Michael, if you just saw the cores there, the one that was above there, in fact, let me show you. So if you're going to go via Update All, I think that might be the latest one with Update All, you know, the 18th of October 23. So you definitely want to go Unstable. There's been a whole heap of improvements, right? So let's go. So let me try and find that game there. Trying to see it again. And, okay. Wicked, previous folder. Okay, SOUJ, right, okay. Okay, that's got to be it, right? Yep. Cool. Right, here we go. So glad I kind of found it. Because I don't know these games, it's like I literally look for the exact spelling. No, oh, all right, okay. Do you know what? No, I've got separate folders, Vampire. So I've got a separate folder for... Hold on. I've got a separate folder for BinQ and I've got one for CHD. So, but when we're loading a game, right, it comes up with insert Q or CHD. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, maybe I need to go back and do something. Well, MAME tools for the win. Multi-game, this don't need a reset. Okay, cool. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at this now. I remember playing this game before. I remember the title. Oh, it's gonna be a shmup. Thank you, Nozumu, for picking it up. Right, let's do some shmups. Hopefully, I can do it. How many characters we got? All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with her. Right, here we go. Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We're having a look at the latest Saturn core. BinQ. Okay, cool. Okay. And then CHD, yes, so, yeah, it's usually been all right, but I did actually remove a whole bunch of games from folders. I moved all the CHDs out of individual folders and just the raw files. Maybe that was a mistake. I just wanted it. Yeah, this game, it's a shmup. It's going to be great, right? Is there a bad shmup on the Saturn? Because all the ones that I've played play really, really well, and I've really enjoyed them so far. Oh, what's the... okay. Again, it has that. Yeah, this is awesome. Wow. You know what isn't awesome? My gameplay. Let's get all them powers. Again, love that kind of that layer section kind of vibe, right? I missed all those powers there. Okay, it's got a secondary fire button. Again, Saturn is so awesome for 2D games, man, and that's why I think out of all the consoles on the MiSTer now, this is one of the ones I'm enjoying so much. You know what nearly won when I had the vote over on YouTube for what stream we should be doing? PC Engine on Analog Pocket nearly won it, and you know what? I was half looking forward to that because I haven't played the PC Engine for a long time, and there's some absolute bangers on that. And it was very close. I think this was like 30% or 31%, and I think that was like 26%. So you know, it was fairly close. I was actually surprised that you know, for Saturn everyone voted for single RAM. I guess more people have got single RAM, so you know, if they're contemplating what games to play and what works, it kind of makes sense. But I've had it previously where there was a lot of interest in the dual RAM version of the coin. I think that was maybe because people just wanted to ascertain what would be the better version to go for, you know, or was it worth updating to dual RAM, right? Because right now, honestly, like if it was a simple yes or no answer, then the answer is like no, man. Like stick to single RAM. Like, you know, yeah, you might be able to future-proof it, but you know what? Maybe nothing's going to come out that's going to utilize it. We just don't know that, right? So I get it. I mean, I've got it because I do content, and that's the only reason that I've got it. I mean, I kind of wanted to get it to get Mortal Kombat up and running, but you know, Mortal Kombat apparently isn't happening on the MiSTer, so I just got a second MiSTer for nothing. But I don't regret it. I absolutely love it. But my second dual RAM one's like a portable one. It's so easy to move out. So if I go to a friend's house, you know, one of the old arcade guys, and I'll visit them, I'll take it around there. The main issue that I have is a lot of my friends aren't gamers anymore. When I connect it up to the TV, there's so much display lag on their TVs. It's horrible. We can't actually play the game. It defies the point of actually playing the MiSTer. I mean, my last friend whose house I went to, I had to plug it into one of his work monitors, like a Dell monitor, but unfortunately I couldn't get any sound output. Yeah, because it was only going in via HDMI. So we played a lot of Street Fighter. We played a lot of CPS1 stuff, hyper fighting. And yeah, there was just no sound, so you know we had to provide our own Hadouken. And after a while, it started to annoy everyone else in the room. The way his kind of room was, he's got like an open plan front room and kitchen. It's really nice actually. So pretty much everyone was in the same room in the house. You know, my wife, the kids, and yeah, the women started to get annoyed, you know, when we were shouting Hadouken and making our own sound effects, acting like babies ourselves. Right, what have we got? I'm gonna have to go through some of the chat. Let's have a look. And right, we have. Oh, so let me go Tempest, and we'll have a look at some of the chat as well. So, all right, Tempest was here. Let's see if it works up. Yeah, I kind of suck at Tempest, man. Alright, let's look. And what else was there? Wicked. I know Nozumu asked for another game in there as well. Oh, Terror Driver. I didn't have Terror Driver. So, Michael McCann, this one is for you, bud. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. But yeah, you know what, Nozumu? That I've got. I'm sure it's a 2.8. I always forget, right? The RAM stick I've got is 2.8 because that was what was available at the time I bought my MiSTer. In fact, like I'm sure it's 2.8. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't compatible before I got my RAM stick from MiSTerFPGA.co.uk. So yeah, it didn't work, especially for Symphony of the Night. It was really annoying me. Not that I'm ever going to play it in front of my TV, but yeah, yeah, it just wouldn't work all the time. And then one day with an update, it suddenly works. So a lot of issues people might be having with different RAMs. Oh, okay. Up. Oh, okay. Let's just, wow, okay. Right, so guys, I used to play a game similar to this on my Atari 800, right? And going back to that, let's just go for the simple setup, right? Here we go. So I used to play something like this, but I'm pretty sure it was called something like Gyrus, Gyrus. I get very confused with the controls. I guess I should remember clockwise. And man, seriously, the controls just I just can't get used to it now. And you know, there was a time I was so. You know what? I really can't do this game. I'll try it again. I just so suck at this. I know people like it. It's that clockwise, anti-clockwise just starts doing my head in. I can see why people really like this game, man. I mean, this was big on there was a version of this on I got shot as well. Right, let's have a look at a massive list that Bile has given me. Okay, Baku. I've definitely got Baku, and I kind of like Baku from what I remember. So here we go. This was a good puzzle game from what I remember. Yeah, yeah, Tempest is a banging soundtrack, man. It kind of goes with the visuals as well. I wonder if there's a VR version of Tempest out, right? Because I've been enjoying the MetaQuest 3, man. I really, really do like it, guys. I think it's fantastic, and the fact that you can side load stuff is it's just fantastic, man. Right, okay, so I've got some of your games there that you've copied and pasted in there, Philae. But okay, Time Girl we ran at the beginning. Thunderstorm and Road Blast, I don't know if I have. Shinray, I'm pretty sure I've got. Let's have a look. Right, this used to, okay, yeah, wicked. So this was, if I remember, this is the animal kind of puzzle game, right? And I have to say, this was a lot of fun, man. This was, it just felt right. It just felt good. And if you give them a bone or something, yeah, I'm definitely getting beginner, man. 3 stages only. That's all we want, right? We want it nice and easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And a big shout out to the Neto again for the excellent logo that you're seeing in the top right. We've got Mr. Kun there being wrapped around by the Sega Saturn. Oh, what was it? Yeah, there was like different animals that do. Okay, so the monkey has the banana, makes sense. Dog has the bone. Yeah, man, what a game, guys. Seriously, right? Don't even know what the strategy is in this, but let's plant those down here. Let's get okay, let's get a carrot. Okay, monkey and bamboo. Yeah, this is a wicked game. Really, I'm waiting for a bunny to show up, man. Ah, here we go. Go, good bunny. Eat those. Really like the graphics for this as well, man. I feel like that 3D-ish effect looks really, really good. Okay, and who eats the bamboos, right? So let's go down here. Come on. Okay, you have the banana there, bud. Yeah, if you're into puzzle games, guys, like, yeah, you guys want to try this out, right? Wrong, I should have swapped that around, never mind. Okay, yeah, wicked, cool. Oh, nice, okay. Nice, it kind of swaps direction there. Okay, let's just plop that down here. Okay, the dog, let's get the dog a bone. Oh, okay. Let's see if this works. Nice. Hopefully he'll eat all 4. Yeah, man. Nice. What a game. All right, let's move over to the next one. I've got a big list here. So, crows. Have I got crows? Let's have a look. You know what? I think crows is one of the game. Oh, I have got it. Okay, cool. Let's now have a look. Was that it, Vampire MSX? Man, dude, I love your knowledge for games, man. That's what it must be. And I imagine it was the Atari 800. At least that's how I kind of remember it. It could have been the Commodore 64, but I'm pretty sure that Gyrus game, or Gyrus, however you say it, was on the Atari 800 XL, which is something I really, really need to bring over and try out. Okay, why is Crows not working? Let's give it another reset. For some reason it's not working. Yeah, no, so yeah, Baku Baku definitely is fun. It's the kind of game I'd like to play on a handheld though. Like I always play handheld stuff anyway, but it played really, really nice on something like you know, the Steam Deck or whatever, you know, like whatever handheld you're using, right? Obviously, we're not going to get a Saturn call for the Analog Pocket, but yeah, it's a fantastic game. Okay, so this is Crows. Now again, I think we've tried this. I was checking like my Sega Saturn collection. I think I've got close to 300 games now on this memory card, like combined. Some of them might be doubles. There might be a few doubles in here. There won't be more than a dozen doubles in case I manage to get them on a CHD version and like a BinQ version of the game. Okay, I kind of like the art style here. But anyway, how's everyone doing? Let us know where you're from as well. Where have we got people from? Okay. Oh, I tried this. This is the beat 'em up, right? With the big heads, or would it have like the chibi characters, or there's something a little bit different about it? Yo, how you doing? Lacto Backlimus Prime. Okay, cool. Love some of the usernames. Wicked. Sean Claude liked that as well. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Are we? Okay. Yeah, let me pick. No, okay. No. Let me just start the game, guys. If that start. Okay, cool. Wicked Crow. I don't know why in my head I kind of recall this as, I don't know, seeing a game about a crow, right? But yeah, this was good. This was good. And this has been working for a while, if I remember. Remember you kind of fight someone outside a shop. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, this was cool, man. Again, a very, very unique art style. A little bit like a... Oh, what? Feels a little bit slow, but maybe this is the speed of the game. Oh wow, it's got a block button. So it is like a 4 or 5 button game. Let's pick up those crates. Oh, I can't move when I pick up the crates, alright. So let's go back. Nice. This is a fun game, guys. I can imagine someone being very good at this. This is a type of game where I would go on YouTube and watch like a full playthrough of it. You know, does anyone actually know? Was this an arcade game that was, you know, brought over to the Saturn? It'd be interesting to see the arcade game if there was an arcade game, or is this just something that came out for the Saturn? Again, like the combos in here. Okay, it's got different ones as well. I have to try that as well. I don't know if they're limited or unlimited. Let's try this combo. So good. Oh, do I hit them for energy? I wonder. No, I can't move once I got that. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Oh, I lose a bit of my health. Right, okay. Should have been paying attention there. This is a fantastic game, guys. Again, Philae, you got good taste in games, man. The games that you recommend are always good. I do like them. Yeah, do you know, I'm the same, Vampire. There's a lot of games that I've discovered after playing the Saturn core. And guys, I absolutely love this core. And it is because the Saturn, there's a lot of arcade style games on there, right? And you know, if you like 2D games, you'll completely love this system. Don't get me wrong, the PlayStation's got a lot more games on there, but man, the Saturn's got a whole bunch of special games on there. Let's see if we can actually. Can I pick one up? Yeah, fantastic game, man. What a game, guys. Love this. Yeah, so Lacto, there's definitely been improvement. What we did earlier as well was we went into the debug option because we were getting a lot of crackling. Oh, okay. Right, if you do get crackling, I turn this off for the game. So if it does come back, I didn't save the option, we can disable that. And it seems to make the sound a little bit better. At least it did in the case of like the Chase HQ game. Yeah, fantastic. Right, let's have a look at let's see what other games we can kind of play as well. Let me try and have a look at chat while I spam a button. Tengoku Game Paradise. Right, let's have a look. No Tengoku. Do you know what? Let's have a quick look at Tetris Plus, right? I've never seen that on here. I'm just going to kind of go back through chat here and try and get into some games as well. Okay, Final Fight Revenge is there. That's always fun to have a look at. Okay, right. Again, guys, remember when you pick a game, if it doesn't boot up straight away, I always find like doing a reset just kind of helps out a little bit, which is kind of interesting. Right, here we go. Done the reset and it works. Oh, Pocket Fighter, wicked. I like Pocket Fighter. Very, very cute. I like watching Fightcade replays of that game sometimes, man. There's some very, very talented people that play it. I'm going to forget everything, so I better start bloody writing stuff down. Oh, Salamander 2, yeah? I think I've got that because we tried that last time, right? Okay, Tetris Plus again. Okay, some nice kind of graphics here. Check it out. And Jalico made this, right? Okay, so I wonder if this is an arcade version of Tetris, right? Wicked, nice one. So Wicked, Lactobacillus Prime, awesome. I always like people that introduce more people to MiSTer. I'm pretty sure I've introduced 1 or 2 people to MiSTer myself. You know what, and like my friend that introduced me to MiSTer, the way I found out about MiSTer was he kept telling me about it, and I was like, nah dude, you know what, I'll use RetroArch with Run Ahead, I'm alright. And for the most part I was kind of enjoying RetroArch with Run Ahead, right? But I was living life in the Matrix, right? And we started playing a lot of Street Fighter in the arcade. Can you hold PCs in this one? No? Okay. I was playing a lot of Street Fighter in the arcade, and I became very, very familiar with Super Turbo. And when I played Super Turbo on emulation, so anyone that's not familiar with Street Fighter terms, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So there's 5 versions of Street Fighter 2. It's the latest one, and it's like the one that's regarded, it's the one that's played the most as far as competitive and tournament play goes. So, you know, we started playing that in the arcade again, right? You never quite, you know, you play Street Fighter, you never leave Street Fighter, right? You never grow up from playing Street Fighter. Once you learn the Hadoukens and you do that stuff, you're a Street Fighter player for life. I mean, I've got old friends that I used to play Street Fighter with. If I haven't seen them for 20 years and I see them now, they'll still be dabbling in Street Fighter. So I went around my friend's house. He showed me the MiSTer, and man, when I played Super Turbo on it, I was like, I have to get one now. And what really sucked was as soon as I ordered it, Thoracic and MiSTer ran out of stock. I ordered it from MiSTer and I waited like the best part of a year, man, to get it. I almost cancelled it and went to Thoracic, and then it eventually arrived. So you know what, it's always nice, when people realize like stuff like the MiSTer, it is like waking up from the Matrix, right? Because before that you're in emulation. And another thing, let me load one of your requests up. Pocket Fighter, right? Let's do Pocket Fighter. Here we go. Right, so right, here we go. So okay, yo SNK Kev, how you doing? So what's really funny, right, is a lot of people when they play games with emulation, right? So let's say for example now, there, have I got the RAM? I have got it. Okay, cool. A lot of people when they were young, let's say you play something, I don't know, like Super Mario Brothers, right? And you're playing it now and you've still got that subconscious kind of muscle memory embedded in your head, right? It's stuck in your head. And you remember it, but then all of a sudden you go to play it and you realize, you're like, how come I suck at this game, right? Guys, I'll tell you one thing now, for anyone that hasn't tried FPGA gaming on things like the MiSTer, even the Analog Pocket is awesome. But the MiSTer's obviously the better console. It's just more versatile, right? When you play something on the MiSTer, you will realize you're not actually that bad at games. You'll actually realize that because software emulation is a little bit off with the speed, there might be some input latency. So all of a sudden you're putting it down to you're getting older, your skills are getting worse, which to some extent is true. But man, like I'm telling you now, guys, like the fact when you play it, if anyone watches Naruto here, right? I didn't watch a lot of it because I didn't know about fillers when it was current. I was quite old then. I was in my 20s when Naruto came out. So I was like, what am I doing watching this rubbish, right? Had I known about fillers, I would have just skipped all of those and watched the main story arc. But do you remember Rock Lee in there, right? Do you remember Rock Lee when he's fighting? And do you remember he's got the weights on his leg? And when he moves them, he just becomes this crazy little ninja dude, right? When you start gaming on the MiSTer, right, all of a sudden you will feel like Rock Lee. You will feel like, oh, wow, like, wow, I was restricted by these weights all the time, you know? And those are gone now. So, yeah, no. Philip, I agree, reactions do get slower, but playing stuff on software emulation, or playing stuff especially with really, really bad software emulation, like if you buy yourself, let's say a lot of people, you buy like a loved one, a friend, like a retro gaming handheld, right? Has this crashed on me? Come on, don't crash. I want to start the game. Or is it just taking a long time to load? Right, so if you buy like a friend of yours, like a handheld, or you know, someone buys someone and you're playing it on one of those Ambernicks. Now guys, I don't mind the Ambernicks. I'm good with them. There's some stuff that it does do well, even though I end up giving most of those away when I get a newer one. Like I've got the one that's got the Saturn style shape, the controller and the buttons. So what I ended up doing was I ended up giving the Game Boy style one away to my friend Chris, who's moved out of the country, but me and Chris used to go to the arcade a lot, so it was just nice to see that he's playing stuff like Snow Brothers, that stuff that we were playing in the arcade. And guys, I spent like a long time actually configuring that, right? I configured all of it. I mean, the new one I've got, I haven't even really bothered configuring, right? But okay, let's go. All right, you know what, I was gonna go Ken Ryu Pool. Okay, let's go Ryu. Let's be boring. And it was nice to introduce my friend to all those old games again. You know, he was very, very chuffed with it, and he's living in the Matrix. He won't necessarily, you know, he won't be able to tell the difference. He'll play it, he'll get a nostalgia kick. But guys, that had everything on there, man. I literally scrubbed everything, so it's got all the artwork, it's got all the videos playing. Showed him how a track mode works on it, how you know, something shows up, you press start, it launches a game. I have to say, it was a, you know, part of me didn't want to give it away, just knowing that the amount of time I invested in it. Doing it up. But again, there's a place for software emulation. I use it all the time. I use it on my Steam Deck. I even stream software emulated stuff that's not out for FPGA consoles. But guys, once you get into FPGA, stuff like shmups as well, shmups just, they are just so darn responsive, man. You're like, even stuff, for example, stuff that's not, all right, so stuff that's not out for, a good example of that is Elevator Action and Bubble Symphony, right? When I play them on MAME, right, and then maybe Groovy MAME might be an exception, right, to that, because there's some really, really good stuff about that, right? So when I'm playing it on MAME on my normal PC, right, I can, it just feels off. But then, you know, rather than playing the main version, I actually prefer playing the Saturn port, because the Saturn port just feels snappy. It just feels so darn responsive. Again, this is such a great game, man. Guys, if you want competition on this, people do play this on Fightcade. But what's really, really good, what I like doing sometimes, right, is I like watching stuff on I like watching fight replay sometimes. And on the weekly news videos, what I do is for the intro and the outro, I end up just downloading separate replays, just videoing them and having them on there, because it shows really, really good replay. You know, you can look at the games. If the game's ranked, you can have a look at the games by the best ranked players, and literally you get Evo quality games on there. And Fightcade is absolutely excellent. If you like fighting games especially, and you know you haven't got anyone to play with them locally, play stuff on Fightcade, man. It is just wicked. Oh, did he have a command grab there? Again, all right, fun game. Let's go Salamander 2. That's kind of next on the list. No, we don't want anything to crash, but there is a few things crashing. It might be the way I've kind of structured my games. Who knows? So was Salamander? Okay, let's have a look. What was it under? Is it here? Oh, here we go. Salamander Deluxe, wicked. And someone asked for Salamander 2 in there. Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the channel. We're having a look at the latest SEGA Saturn core. It is awesome. It is fun. Now, it's Tuesday evening here in the UK, but I know a lot of you guys are watching from the USA and various countries around the world. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, guys. I'm just super happy I've got 3 days off, man. And I like doing these brain dead streams on my first day after night shift. Oh, what's that? Oh, Fighter Man 7. I like the name, man. Recently discovered and came obsessed with jungle drum and bass as an American. I'm so jealous you guys had this amazing music playing on the radio all the way back in the 90s. Right, guys, I can tell you some stories, right? But jungle was around when I was in school, right? And I was a little bit of a late bloomer. A lot of my friends started, well, back in like the 90s, you didn't really need a fake ID or anything like that. Clubs were just lenient, kind of letting you in, right? You kind of went in, you dressed up, you went in with a bunch of girls, they would just let you in there. They were all really into clubbing, right? And they got into jungle. I wasn't so much into jungle. I like jungle, don't get me wrong. I like jungle. I like drum and bass. I prefer jungle to drum and bass because I was around when that was happening. And you know, like with gaming, music is very nostalgic, right? So a lot of the music that we like, it brings back feelings of a better time, the same way gaming does, right? But I was a UK garage guy, man. I DJ'd there. I not just DJ'd there, I lived the life for like a number of years, man. I played in nightclubs, various nightclubs. I had shows on pirate radio. So I had the flagship show on a smaller pirate radio station, and I had like a not such a flagship slot on the biggest station in London, which was called Freak FM. The small station I was on was called Smooth FM, and I had like a Saturday afternoon 2 to 4 there. And guys, like, seriously, it was just so much fun, man. This is the days before digital radio or anything. So when you were playing on radio stations, darn it, man, there was a lot of people listening, guys. Like, there was a lot of people listening. I really hope this goes into a little track mode because I do want to have a look at some of the chat. But yeah, drum and bass, awesome. Jungle, awesome. But garage is my love, man. Like, garage is like, I know the genre inside out. If I hear a garage track, I can picture the record in my head. That's how I kind of know it. And garage started in the UK as something really funny, right? So when I started going out, jungle was kind of dead. House is what was around. Yeah, so house was around, and what was actually happening was how garage kind of started off. We started getting US garage, but we started getting it in the small rooms. So you know when you went out to a big venue and it had the big room with the big name DJs, it had like the small room with, and it had US garage there. And then US garage started getting popular. Then the UK guys started making it. Guys, sorry, let me remember, I can hear a bit of crackle here, so I'm going to turn that option. Let's disable that. That should sort out the sound. Let me just save it this time as well. So if we do a reset, it will get a little bit better. So yeah, man, like, so then all of a sudden UK garage became big, man. I mean, it was sensational how big it became. At one point I was working DJing in clubs. I was working in a record shop called Stone Cold Records. I was working there, and it was just amazing, man. Absolutely amazing time, right? I mean, that's what you do when you're young, right? You don't have responsibility. I was acquiring quite a lot of money with all the stuff I was doing, but man, I was spending it like crazy as well, you know? It was good times, right? No responsibility, literally living day by day. I just can't do that now. I'm too much of a responsible guy now. Nice to know you're into garage as well, Phil, but given that you're from the UK and probably, I mean, you look young in your avatar pictures, so you're probably younger than me, right? So, but you would have been around for that. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, Lacto, definitely, man. Like, so when we used to do radio shows, it was wicked, man. I mean, like, you know, I ended up becoming friends with like the radio owner, so I could go there 24 hours a day whenever I wanted to and just go there. So sometimes when I wasn't in the best frame of mind, I used to go there. We just used to mix it up and go mad, man. But I was very tight with Mary Jane back then. I still remember to this day, right? There was this track, and I've got a white label mix of it, right? So if anyone's unfamiliar with the term white label, what would happen is you'd get a record that wasn't released to the general public, kind of like a promo in games, right? Or like a review code. So you'd get access to white labels. You still have to buy them, and they're a bit more money, but it didn't have like a print on it, you know, like a proper label on it. It was just a white label with a handwritten thing on there. And I still remember to this day, because what used to happen when I did a radio show, friends of mine used to record it. You remember the TDK 90s? They used to record it on that. It was usually a 2-hour show, so they used to kind of catch an hour and a half of the show. So they used to record it, and it was a show, and I had this white label, and on it said WOT, and then underneath it said WEDO. So, and the song, the lyrics go, what do we do? What do we do? As in, what do we do? What do we do? I was so involved with Mary Jane. I looked at WOT and then WEDO, and I read it as What Wedo. I was like, guys, this is a white label. I don't know what it's called, but the label on it says What Wedo. And I still remember listening to the tape after, because what we used to do, believe it or not, we used to have the tapes in our cars, right? And then while we were driving around, clubbing, whatever, we used to listen to our own mixes and our own stuff, right? And I'm listening and I'm cringing to myself thinking, it's what we do. What we do. That's what she's saying in the song, right? But instead I said, what weather? And there's been a lot of moments like that in my whole life. All right, let's give this a quick blast, because I do like Salamander, but I'm going to suck at this today, more so because I'm a little bit delicate to say this. Now, guys, like, this is a bit weird for me, right? Salamander 2, because do you know what? I'm used to I'm kind of used to more those pixel arty kind of graphics, right? And rather than these, you know, would I be correct in saying like a PlayStation 1 generation style shooter? You know, that's what it looks like. At least the missile button and the fire button is down in one, right? So the power-up system is different as well, because I had laser, which I always go for laser, but now I've got ripple. Again, I don't mind this graphical style. I think it looks good, to be honest. That thing's got an eye on me. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to us actually dancing in the ceiling, or in this case, crashing in the ceiling. Yeah, really can't wait for. So who is it? Scuttis 77's working on the Konami Twin. The Konami Twin 16 system, right, which should get us Gradius 2. So that'll be a fun one to get. I mean, we've got Parodius, right? And if no one requests that, I'm going to request that for myself, because yeah, I gotta love a bit of Parodius, right? I like how 3 options. You know, even makes your lasers more powerful. Oh, cool, blimey. Okay, what's next? Oh, another shmup, Thunder Force 5, right? Or one of the Thunder Forces. Right. Wicked. All right, let's have a look at chat while we're doing it. Yo, Lacto TDK SA90 CRO2, my go-to compact cassette. Man, I miss those days, man. I so miss those. And again, like I say this every time, right? And it's why I love like the MiSTer and all the retro gaming and doing it in this way, because it just takes us back to those better days, man. And we're all nostalgia chasers, right? That's all we are. We're playing that stuff, and it just reminds us of being those darn kids, man. Let me have a look here. What's Salamander has a PS1 port as well. Not sure which port is considered the best though. I mean, the Saturn 1 Fighter, man, felt really good to me, right? It just felt awesome. As a KK, I'm full of dad jokes, man. I'm a dad joke. My kids are telling me kid jokes now. One told me one the other day. What did he say to me? He said, "Dad, knock knock." So I said, "Who's there?" And he said, "The interrupting cow." And before I could finish saying the interrupting cow who, he quickly interrupted me with moo. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny. And who knows that one? Here's a good joke for your kids, right? Here's a dad joke for your kids. You know, would you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he saw us? I'm giving you top quality father material here, right? For those of you guys that haven't fathered a child yet, you know, this stuff will come in handy. Wow, what is going on here? Okay, I want to go config because I want to put it on easy, right? Yeah, yeah, definitely want to put it on kids. See, telling dad jokes, and I want the kids difficulty, right? What we got here? Oh, okay, I see that in there. Oh, Pirikura, right? Okay. Now I feel like Piri Piri Chicken. Pirikura, don't know that game. Hopefully I've got that. Okay, oops. I've gone back into options. Okay, let's I really hope I've got Pirikura, because it sounds interesting, right? It sounds interesting. I mean, I may well have it. I don't remember a lot of the games that have like a very Japanese type of name. So these were good. From what I remember of the Thunder Force games was the graphics are like the Salamander games. So that's super interesting. Is it I don't know, you know what, Philly? I don't know if this game is underrated. A lot of people I speak to speak very, very highly of this. Oh, also, guys, I want to send a shout out to Andy D, man. I've not spoken to him for a while. I'm sure he's good. He's such a cool guy, man. Very, very helpful. Just very, very nice. I don't bullets or yeah, they are okay. So yeah, Andy D, like super guy. I haven't seen him for a while. Likely he's working on something. He does very good YouTube videos as well. I definitely think I prefer I prefer the Salamander games to this, but mainly because, you know, I grew up playing like Gradius, Salamander and everything. So naturally I'm a guy that's full of biases, right? And I make my biases clear. And my bias is definitely towards the Salamander games when it comes to the shmups, right? The Konami stuff that I grew up playing. Same as my bias definitely goes towards the MiSTer, as opposed to like other projects out there, whether they're out or whether they're not out, right? So, you know, stuff like the City, even though I've got a lot of love for the City, I think it's a great project. The MiSTer was never around, but it sounds like the MiSTer's cheaper and better, so I guess the MiSTer wins there. Still like the Unlock Pocket, but you know, future projects out there, you know, as much as I'm looking forward to some of them coming out, and hopefully they will, and we'll see some interesting stuff in there. But guys, honestly, like the MiSTer's enough. Like the games that I grew up playing, right? The games that I played as a kid are on the MiSTer. The games that I played as a teenager while I was, say, in school are pretty much available on the MiSTer as well. Now, there might be a few arcade games, some of the later ones that might not be doable on the MiSTer due to obviously the limitation of the DE10 Nano board, right? Because every bit of hardware has an upper limit, right? That's just how it is. So that's what excites me about some of the newer stuff that's coming out. So if a project comes out that can actually do Mars, I'm going to say, like, if Mars comes out and they can actually do Naomi or something like the Replay 2, then I'm really interested. A lot of people say, look, why not just buy a Dreamcast? Okay, let's just say I want to buy a Dreamcast, right? I've then got to pay to get that Dreamcast modded, right? I've got a friend that'll do it for cheap for me, so I've got to get the Dreamcast modded. But then I want arcade sticks. Now I know I can get Brook adapters and use different sticks. Okay, cool, that's one solution. But then I want to get it. I want it to work. I don't really have a CRT or space for it, so then I need to HDMI it up. By the time I run everything through it, I've paid like quite a lot for that Dreamcast. That's why an FPGA solution that can actually run it the way the MiSTer can run the PlayStation N64, and like we're looking at the Saturn now, is something that sounds appealing to me. And as well as that, I look at stuff like having some of like the later arcade games. Let's say stuff like Konami's Violent Storm, which I need to look more into, but I know Video Game Esoterica regards that as the best Konami beat 'em up. I think I might have seen it once or seen a video on it. Something I need to try out, an emulation is definitely on my list of games to try. But then, you know, some of like the newer, more beefier arcade games that aren't, that you know, won't be done. So the stuff from around 2000, I'd say 2000 to maybe 2005. So that'll be interesting, right? Because like I always say, arcade is my first and foremost love when it comes to the MiSTer, right? Arcade first and foremost above everything else. So if I can get newer arcade games, awesome, that's what I would like to see. Well, you know what, like I said, we'll believe it when I see it. I did a video yesterday for Mars, and I don't think Mars were too appreciative about it, but you know what, guys, I just got fed up of sugarcoating everything. I just wanted to kind of speak my mind on it, and that's exactly what I did. And all I did was point out stuff that they've done, and I've given an opinion on there and a lot of feedback that I actually received from the community. But you know what, it is what it is, you know. And I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that's it. Kind of went like that, right? Because you know what, you get to find out. Oh, I've got that pre-CUDA with it. Pre-CUDA, awesome. So glad I've got that. So it was actually interesting getting that video out yesterday. I kind of knew it was going to cause a little bit of controversy, but to be honest, I mean, I may do a follow-up video on it later. It was a little bit of a test, right? Because Mars offered me a review unit, right? And you know what, I was like, okay, because I was getting a review unit, I felt like, okay, I maybe cut them more slack than I should have, right? Maybe I should have been more critical of them at the beginning. But it was just getting to the point now where I thought to myself, you know what, I feel like actually having them give me, I'm going to press the button in case it runs into an FMV here. Having a review unit from them, right? It might come with strings attached. And one of the reasons I did the video that I did last night was I wanted to see how they would react to it, right? So, you know, the reaction hasn't been too bad, right? They've not blocked me on Twitter or anything like that, which I'm really surprised. They did kick me out of their Discord like almost instantly, right? Like a little while, half an hour after the video, I got kicked out of their Discord. But to be honest, I was seeing that. So I no longer have a direct line with Mars, right? Any information I get will be public information that's out there for everyone to get. But you know what, guys? It's just something I wanted to test it out because I thought if I can speak about it, Michael, notice Power Slave, bro. I thought to myself, if they can act grown up with this, right, and they can actually take it and go, okay, you know what, we're putting out stupid memes, where we've missed our Q1 release window. And on top of that, we're putting out stuff saying, you know, it's over, we're finished, all of this. I got so many DMs saying, what the hell is going on with these guys? So I thought, you know what, let me put it on a video and actually look at them like I don't know them and they are a company out there, right? What would I do if Microsoft, right, done this? What would I do if, I don't know, Nintendo done this? One of the bigger companies and you know, they missed their window and then they put that out on their official account, right? And that's exactly how I dealt with it. And the reaction I got, getting banned from their Discord, I mean, I'm really surprised I'm not blocked on Twitter. I was kind of expecting that, really. So maybe that's a little bit mature of them, right? Because they're very emotion driven. So that kind of gave me a good idea. So now, honestly, even if Mars, if and when it actually releases, right? If they were to offer me a review unit, I would decline, right? I don't want to take stuff with strings on there, right? I've been criticized by, I won't go into names or individuals, right? But I've been criticized for having MiSTer add-ons as my sponsor. Guys, I'm just going to talk and just rant here, right? So I'm not going to be reading a lot of chat. I will go back and check some of it in a second. So I've been criticized for having my sponsor, right? MiSTer add-ons. Guys, I'll tell you one thing about MiSTer add-ons now, right? When I needed the sponsor, here's the funniest thing, right? Do you know why I got a sponsor, guys? I've mentioned it before, but in case you haven't, right? Track 17 put out a tweet saying the Midway Y unit called a Midway core will require dual RAM in order to work. It's not going to work, right? And I was like, oh no, I want to cover this on the channel. I don't want to buy a new case. I like my single RAM setup, even though I don't have a CRT. I have a dream, right? I might get one day. So I don't want to, so I thought, you know what? It makes sense to grab another MiSTer, but I don't want to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on there. So I started looking at a few sponsors. I think I ended up going through 2 and I approached the 3rd one as well. MiSTer Add-ons was the first one to come back to me, right? I laid out the conditions. I said, look, you know, you'll get the Saturday weekly news video, which is probably overall my most popular video. I was like, cool, you know what? I can give you a segment right at the beginning of that video. And we agreed to that, right? And that was it. What I really like is, right, I cover analog on there. I cover Mars on there. I get nothing from MiSTer add-ons saying, I don't like you doing this. I don't like you doing that. I find you biased towards Mars. Absolutely nothing. The guy, seriously, is my sponsor. And yes, I do have a bias towards MiSTer because MiSTer is freaking awesome, right? But right, he's never once come and given me a hard time, said I'm not happy with this. You know, we discussed, can we do this? Can we do that? And we came to an agreement, right? And we've both stuck to our end of the agreement. On top of that, he gave me lots of extra stuff that I didn't ask for, you know. He said, do you want to try original controllers? I've got some reflex adapters, some snack adapters. Just overall a really nice guy. Someone, honestly, I'm glad to call a friend and I'm honored to have him as a sponsor, right? And it goes so far where I've said to MiSTer Add-ons, look, I don't always keep up with all your tweets and all your products, but if there's a particular new product that you've got or something that you specifically want to push, right? The advert I do at the beginning of the weekly news video, guys, to MiSTer Add-ons, I said, look, I'm quite happy to say, you know, instead of just the MiSTer Add-ons part, I can say, look, right now you've got this back in stock, or here's a new item. If you want to get it, go and pre-order it now. I said, whatever you want, I am happy to actually just give it a plug. You know what? The guy's never ever once bothered me, said anything. He just, look, dude, just go with what you do. I'm happy. And this is me giving him the choice of, you know what? I will plug your stuff. Because, you know, I'm very transparent with the sponsorship deal I've got with him, right? And the funniest thing is I have got this sponsorship deal because of the Mars community, because of someone that's involved in Mars putting out a tweet telling everyone you need dual RAM. And you know what? A lot of people went and got dual RAM setups. They went and sold their MiSTers. They went and got the equipment only to find out, well, Mortal Kombat isn't even coming to it, which really goes to show that you're kind of putting stuff out there without a full understanding of what you're talking about, right? At least you can say the only possibility it's got of working on the MiSTer is via dual RAM. But no, you put it out there. The tweet said it will work on that, right? And there was a bit of controversy around that. I kind of stayed quiet, right? And one of the reasons that I stayed quiet is because there's a lot of people involved in the Mars project, right? And some of those people are friends. Like, I think very, very highly of them. I've got a lot of love for them. I'm not going to go into individual names, right? But I think so highly of them. And honestly, the video that I put out yesterday, I wanted to do it a long, long time ago. I wanted to do it, but imagine you've got this project with multiple people on there, and I've got a lot of love and I've got a lot of respect for some of the people involved in that project. So I kind of held off doing that. I always gave them the benefit of the doubt. Whenever we done a question, they cherry picked the question, guys. Anything difficult, they did not answer. And you know what? I kind of went along with it, right? And to be completely honest, yes, being incentivized by a free Mars unit definitely had something to do with that. You know, I'm a human. Maybe I got greedy to some part, thinking, okay, I'll get a free Mars, I'll be able to cover it on the channel. But then I realized that it's going to come with strings and conditions, and they're going to try and string me along, and they're going to try and kind of tell me how they want me to show stuff on the channel, right? I can't possibly take that. I would rather buy that with my own money, you know, or maybe even get some funding towards it and get it. And at least that way I don't owe anyone anything. But there's a lot of people in the Mars team, and do you know what? If I've upset anyone that I like, I haven't singled them out or anything on there. It's just there's only so much stuff that I can take. Here, have a look at CPS3. Here, have a look at Dreamcast. Oh, by the way, we're gonna go to a Florida free play, and we're gonna show you a game that my granddad was playing when he was in the war. Like, come on, guys, you're showing off the world, right? It's like someone told me, right? One guy, he goes up to his father. Do you know, right? Hold on. Let me play a game with add a little bit of a better intro, right? While I'm waffling on, right? While I'm going on this rant, and wherever it goes, right? So this kid goes up to his father, right? And he says, "Yo, Dad, what's the difference between potentially and reality?" So the father says to him, "Son, your mum and your sister, right? They could go out tomorrow. They could play the lottery, right? And they could become millionaires, right? So they could win, and they could win that. So potentially they could be millionaires." The kid goes to the dad, "Dad, I get it. Potentially we're living with millionaires, but in reality, they're a couple of bimbos." This is what someone else told me. I've toned down the language a bit to try and make it as friendly as I can. But above everything else, right? You show this stuff, you've got that, and as someone that covers that, right? And I got involved in the hype at the beginning. I was like, okay, you know what? These guys are going to deliver. They've got a star-studded team. But like a lot of people pointed out in the comments of that video, you can have a star-studded team, right? You can have all people that have achieved great things individually. They may not be able to achieve that stuff when or collectively when they're all together, right? And that seems to be the case with Mars. I mean, missing Q1 was just a big blow. I was like, okay, you know what? They've just missed that window now. But on top of that, I kind of felt like alienated. When I was on their Discord, I felt like I was walking on eggshells, right? It was always the threat of, I got timed out their Discord once. I won't even go into the things of that, but I got timed out of the Discord for something really, really stupid, right? And then I got timed out again for a week. And I was like, okay, you know what? You guys are just very, very childish, right? It's either like my way or the highway, right? You know, I've backed them up on Patreon, the mid-tier, in order to get access to that Discord, thinking I may get some good facts out of there. Honestly, I really didn't get anything that was worth the price, and that's just a fact of that. So, you know what? It is what it is. I felt, you know what? I wanted to do that because I can only take so much stupidity, right? Show all this stuff, show all of this, and you're not delivering anything. And then you come out and you ruin it, right? With like one of my favorite TV shows, The Office. Office is legendary. And you come out with that, and then I get loads of DMs going, you know, what is going on? Is it cancelled? What's this? What's that? I'm like, guys, like, I've only seen what you've seen. But let me read some of the comments now, because I'm sure you guys have said something here, so maybe I should read some of that. So I might just shut up for a minute and intake some information. Okay. Yeah, oh, sorry, Vampire, you kind of said to me from the beginning, I remember that. And I was like, look, you know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I can't remember the exact conversation we had, but I was like, okay, it's what it is. Yeah, yeah, Hong, definitely cringe, man. That Michael Scott one just cringed me out yesterday, man. And I was like, you know what? this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, and it is what it is, you know. If they dislike me, and I understand, I thought about it. It wasn't something that I just went, right, I'm now going to go and do this. I took a few hours, I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, I want to do it. And I know it's going to upset some people that I'll get on with, but you know what, bruv? It is what it is. If they get upset, I can't help it. You know, in this thing, I can't keep everyone happy. And you know, if you're going to promise the world and then you're going to show something that was around when the dinosaurs were around, actually running, you've got a prototype board with vaporware written on there. What do you expect, huh? What do you expect? I mean, most people that I'm speaking to are just saying it's kind of cack. I mean, who knows? Maybe they are going to come out with something later on. I personally think they are going to come out with something. Maybe they're going to get a different board. Maybe something's going to happen. But guys, I'm telling you now, when I go over and speak to the replay guys, right, I'll get respected, I'll get honesty, I'll get nice. Guys, sometimes people are just nice. And you know what? Right, if you look at my weekly news videos, right, I don't do stuff because I'm dealing with someone big. If there's a small project out there and I like it, even if it's a retro game, I'll plug it. I'll plug anyone I can. And you know what? You just need to be nice. You just need to be polite. You need to be nice and you need to treat people with respect, right? A lot of people, some people can't do that. And I definitely felt that with certain members of the Mars team, not all of them, because some of them are super and they're great, right? I won't go into names. Certain members of the Mars team were just very, very rude and disrespectful, very, very arrogant. You know, I'd even go as far as calling some of them like narcissists, right? And you know what? You could have just been nice and honest and transparent and open, and you would have been cool. But it wasn't like that. And when I go and see other people, when I speak to people working on other projects, other developers, guys, they're just very, very nice. You know, treat people nicely. Treat people cool. People will be cool back to you, you know. Treat people like, well, you know, cack. And then one day you're going to get treated like cack back. Right, let me read some more chat again.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Sorry, Vampy, I'm just reading one here. You don't need dual RAM. You definitely don't need dual RAM now, right? I mean, there are exclusive cores, the Midway Y unit ones, and hopefully Pramod will get sound working on them, right? I mean, you know, he said, again, a track kind of hinted at that. Maybe that's something that's going to happen. Yeah, oh yeah, the N64 is impossible. We saw that and Robert made the impossible possible. So, do you know what? I don't know much about like developing, so maybe Pramod's got a point and it is impossible, but maybe someone can come along and make the impossible possible, right? So that's just kind of like how it is. I think biggest issue with Mars besides over promising. Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt, right, and I kind of stayed quiet around it. I didn't want to get involved, but I definitely felt when Mars first came out, certain members were trying to kind of put down MiSTer as this kind of second-rate bad platform, right? That was just, it just seemed to be that way. And I think what actually happened is they realized that a lot of these guys have actually come up from the MiSTer community, and then they thought, oh no, we're going to alienate our community or our potential customers, so let's not talk about MiSTer in a bad way. Oh, MiSTer does this, MiSTer's bad this, MiSTer's done this, MiSTer's done that, it's terrible, Mars is going to be better. But you know what? MiSTer's here, Mars ain't. Okay, this is definitely going to go back to them anyway, but you know what, it is what it is. I've done a video, I've done this, I don't care. This is me, no filter, unplugged. All right, let's put another game now. Let's get back to the stream. So we had Power Slave, right? So let's do this. Let's do Power Slave, which is the same as Exhumed, right? We've got Exhumed, which is Power Slave. So anyway, guys, that was quite a long rant. I really hope, right? I really hope. I'm trying not to get any copyright violations with any of the videos in here. I really hope it doesn't, because I'd like it to stay up, you know, because what I'm saying here, I stand by it. And my main thing with Mars is, because it's such a large team, some of the guys are cool. Like, some of the guys are so cool on there. Again, I'm not going to point out individual names here, but some of the guys are mad cool. Like, I speak to them and I consider them, right, when I say friends, right, I have a lot of internet friends. The main guys that I hang out with, like, outside, and our wives hang out and our kids hang out, are guys that I met on bloody Xbox Live playing Capcom vs SNK 2, Street Fighter Anniversary Edition, Third Strike. And you know what? We ended up going on shoryuken.com and neoempire.com. And what would happen is we'd end up meeting at like local events. So we ended up becoming friends. So when I make friends on the internet, guys, like there might be people that I speak to on the internet, right? I speak to them more about interests that we have, right? I consider them true friends. I may not have ever met them. None of them have even seen my face, right? But I consider them good friends, and I would take time out of my day to help them in any way if I thought there was a way possible I could help them, right? So, you know, people that you meet randomly on the internet, but you know what the internet has done, it lets you meet people who have the same interests as you, right? Because like I said, we were talking on my Discord earlier about Killer Instinct, and I said, look, on the SNES I loved it, but I didn't play it that much because you know what, none of my friends actually played it. You know, okay, I was the best one out of my friends at fighting games, right? So my friends stopped playing me. I wasn't that good. I was just better. I was the best in my little pool of friends, right? So they stopped playing, so I couldn't enjoy Killer Instinct. But when I go on the internet now, I meet people that only like Killer Instinct, for example, and you know your interests align, so you meet, and that's why I've made a lot of friends in like the MiSTer and the Analog Pocket community, because you know what, our interests align. We like Capcom games, we like those old Neo Geo games, we like the arcade games, we remember Super Mario World. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we all like, and all of a sudden, you know, your interests align. So you know, you can go somewhere and all of a sudden you can talk about stuff. There's no awkward moments where you don't know what you talk about. I get awkward moments all the time. Sometimes, like, you know, when my dad's over in the country and I go out with him, he's like, son, you know, my dad's an old man. He's like, can you take me to this friend's house? And I go, yeah, no problem, Pops. I'll take him out there, and you know what? I go there and I'm so bored. There's nothing of interest to talk about there. You know, I bind my time and I get out. What happens when I speak to people on the internet? I feel like they're going to explode. They're going to explode the wall. Do I need the gun? Have I got a gun? Okay, I haven't got a gun. Right, let's put on something else anyway. So, yeah, there's a lot of people I speak to on the internet and I consider friends. And that is some of the guys involved in Mars I definitely consider friends. And I hope they don't hold all this stuff against me, because it's definitely not against them. It's definitely against, like, some of the rotten apples in that project, without a doubt. So, you know, I'm not going to name anyone here or say anything. Let's go Primal Rage, because that does look good. So yeah, I hope they can kind of see beyond that. But you know, it is what it is. I understand if they're upset about something, then you know, I can't help that. I just wanted to speak my mind on this thing now, and it's happened, right? And I decided it wasn't something that I said at the heat of the moment. I thought long and hard about it. I even spoke about it to a work colleague who knows nothing, who's not into gaming. He's a guy that only plays Call of Duty and League of Legends. That's it. He doesn't play anything else. And I ran the scenario past him and I said, look, these are the people that are involved. These are the people that I like. There's a few people that I think are of bad character. What do you think? You know, we kind of went through it, and because I don't like doing stuff in haste, right? As you get older, you realize when you get angry and you do stuff, you end up regretting it. So when you do something, no regrets. Make sure you think long and hard about it, and I definitely did. But again, you know, if I've upset people that I like, that are, you know, associated with that, then you know, I can't. You know, I'm sorry that that's happened to you, but I felt like it was something that I just needed to do. Do you know what, SNK? Kev, I think everything's going to be fine, right? You know, I'll get blacklisted by someone within a community. It's all good, you know. Hopefully the channel will still continue. There's still plenty of stuff out there, and don't forget, even if I get blacklisted, their stuff is going to be available publicly, right? I can always look at it. A friend of mine can always look at it, and I can still cover it in the weekly news. So it's not really much of an issue. I don't really need to speak to people. I only really want to speak to people that I think want to speak to me. You know, covering stuff on the news for weekly videos, I've definitely had a diplomatic approach, whereas previously I may have just said, you know what, I don't want to deal with you. I don't think you're a very nice person. You know, good riddance. But I kind of kept it civil to some extent, and I think yesterday was just a test. Yesterday's video was a test for me to see how will these guys react. I got kicked out of Discord straight away, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, these guys are not gonna like it if they release something, and I've got a review unit and I'll say, well, you know what? Here's a mistake. This is inaccurate. This is this. They're just going to want me to put out, wow, this is so awesome. Wow, listen to this fart Mars has done. When I've overheated it, it's actually let out some methane and I've smelled it and it smells like damn roses. I can't do that. So, you know, I've worked too hard along on the channel. I try and be civil with stuff. But if something isn't that great and I know it, I've kind of got to say it, man. Okay. Well, you know what, Haru, if Mars does come through, then cool. If they're really as good as they are and they can deliver Dreamcast, cool. Day one purchase for me. But I'm not going to buy it. If it gets released and all they've got is MiSTer cores and they've got a game, you know, Soldier Woman, Amazon, Super Pac-Man running, guys, that stuff can run. It's running pretty much anywhere, right? I don't really need that. I need stuff that's not out there. Why am I going to buy? It's like, why would you go out and buy a PlayStation 5 to play like a PS1 game? That's what you're buying. That's all PlayStation 5. Let's say the PlayStation 5 came out and they said, oh, by the way, we're going to do this game. We're going to have Unreal Engine 7. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And all of a sudden, all they show you is a PS1 game. Are you going to go out and buy it, right? That's my question to you guys. Are you going to buy it? You've got E3, which E3 is kind of dead now, but for example, you've got a trade show, you see the PS5 there and they go, oh yeah, here's a PS5. Oh, by the way, you know what, here's a Game Boy game running on it. Look how awesome it is. Okay, cool. I like Game Boy games. Game Boy is one of my favorite consoles, but if I'm buying a damn PS5, I want it to run PS5 quality games. I want to play, I don't know, the latest and the greatest on there. What's the latest and the greatest? I don't know, Cyberpunk, the new Monster Hunter Wilds. I want to see that on it. I don't want to see a Game Boy game. So, you know, and guys, like I said, I respect the Replay team because they've been cool and absolutely awesome to me. But even with Replay, you know, let it come out. Let the proof be in the pudding. If they start bringing out all the MiSTer cores and you look at the price and it's the same, but you're getting a more powerful FPGA, maybe that's a viable solution. Then if you start getting exclusive cores on there that you can see can't be done on a MiSTer, but you've also got the MiSTer cores, that proves to be a good option. There's some mystery projects as well that I can't speak about, really cannot, but there's other stuff happening, right? So there's other stuff happening as well. So something else might surface that hasn't been announced or nothing's been said about it. There's stuff that I may know, but I can't discuss it because if you tell me something in confidence, right, I will always keep that in confidence. And if you ever DM me, anyone that DMs me, right, I would never ever share a screenshot of a DM with anyone. It doesn't matter what they said. I've had conversations where a lot of people have trusted me with stuff, and even if I fall out with them, right, let's say for example I've got a best friend, we've had conversations in DM, we've both spoke, you know, badly about someone or something. If later on we fall out and that person reveals the DMs going, oh, look what Pixel has done, I'll never ever reveal the DMs, because I, for one, am one of those people that believe that DM is supposed to be between me and that person. It's not meant for other ears. Sometimes I may say something inappropriate to one of my friends about someone, but understand that's just a joke between me and my friend. It's not supposed to go any further. If I want to say it and I want to do a public one, I'll do what I'm doing now. I'll go on a live stream and a video and I'll go on a massive rant because I want other people to hear it, or I don't have a problem with other people hearing it. One of the things my father said to me, right, well, when we were young, like my mum and dad split up, so I was brought up single parent a lot of the time. But one of the things, there's a couple of things my dad said to me, right? One of the things he said to me was, son, never take news from over here and spread it over there. Don't be a gossip. No one likes a gossip. It only ever causes problems. I lived by those words. Something happens, I don't like spreading it from here to over here, you know, especially with the intention of causing problems. The only time I have an exception to that is if I've got a friend who thinks really highly of someone and that person is taking advantage of them and speaking really badly about them, then I'll tell my friend in a very nice manner, I'll be like, look, you might want to stay away from that person. They're not exactly who you think they are. But this is me advising a friend. Another thing my father told me was, son, if you do someone a favor and they don't do you a favor back, never say to them that, you know, I done this for you, so you owe me. He goes, if you do someone a favor, you're doing them a favor, you're helping them out because you're helping them out. If they get an opportunity to help you and they don't help you, don't pull that favor on them and saying, I helped you with that. And that's another thing that I lived by. The only thing I do with that, for example, I'll help someone and I may be in a situation where I may require some help, and if I see that person had the opportunity to help me and they didn't offer, even though they saw that they could have benefited me in some way and it wasn't really taking much out of their day, all I'll do then is I'll then I'll remember next time, and that person, I just won't help them. Next time they come to me for help, I'll be like, I'm really sorry, I'm busy. I can't help you with this. But I'll never ever say, you know what, I helped you, you owe me, because that kind of sucks. And those are two things that I remember about my dad, especially at the time where, you know, he left. We didn't see him for like, I don't know, like almost a decade, right? And, you know, back and forth and everything. And I remember that. Maybe it was just a way of me holding on to my father and something he said. We're not too close, you know. We talk now, we visit everything here, but I'm much more closer with my mother than I am my father. But those two things are definitely held by them. And I've told the same things to my kids as well, because I think they're good values, right? If you help someone out, don't bring it back up, and don't spread stuff. Don't spread gossip from one place to another, especially with the intention of causing trouble between people. Right, anyone got another game? I'm going on a super rant today. Oh, okay, Phantasm. I don't know who the CEO is. I know who the COO is. That's the person I used to deal with. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really dealing with Mars directly. Like anything I get from Mars will be when they launch stuff through their official channels, right? That's where I'll get. That's when I'll get information on Mars. So you know, when it happens, it happens. Actually, you know what? I want to run. I think it's a Japanese version with J something. Is it this one? Yeah, this is the one I load. It's a sequel, right? Because I've been playing the other one as well. Billy, we've done Time Girl, man. We started with Time Girl. That's like the Space Ace one. I definitely don't have the reflexes to kind of go and kind of play that today, man. I'm definitely a little bit slow. But you know what? Whenever I do my streams, I'm a bit slow because in my work, I start off on days and then I finish off with a couple of night shifts. So that's how it goes. Then I have my days off and then I repeat the cycle, days, nights off, days, nights off. So the first time I do night shifts, after that, I'm dopey, man. I try not to do anything that's too taxing. So what I try and do is I just do a stream because it's a way of me relaxing, right? It's relaxing. I like talking to you guys, even though today is one of the worst days I've done it, because usually when I come home, I'm at home, I'm in bed by 8 a.m. I'm usually up by like say 2 o'clock, so I get 6 hours. I don't feel the greatest, but I feel okay. But I had an appointment today, and it was a checkup, a routine checkup that I go for every year, sent. And it was at 9 o'clock, and I thought to myself, you know, if I do it straight after night shift, I don't have to do it on like my day off, so it won't eat a chunk of that. So I didn't change the appointment. I just stuck with it. But when I got home this morning, I regretted it. I came home, had a cup of tea. My wife made me a cheese and tomato sandwich. You know, went to the bathroom, got changed to feel fresh again. And then just quickly ran out to the appointment. But what that meant was that I really didn't sleep much during the day. So that's all good. Wicked Kev. No, Kev, you're my bro from another. You're my brother from another mother, man. A lot of the stuff that you like, I like. So that's really good. TMS Mars FPGAs as horrible. Yeah, do you know what? It is what it is, and like I said, there's some good people involved in there. You know, maybe they're realizing, okay, we're in some childish behavior kind of stuff here. I mean, who knows, right? I don't know. I just called out their latest tweets and everything that they've done, kind of regarding that, right? So, and it is literally just that, you know. Like, cool, you promised the world. You can't, like, when I spoke to the Mars guys, right, like last year, and I was like, okay, you know, and the questions were, what if you can't? It was like, nope, we're not gonna miss it. There's no issues, everything's on track, there's no supply issues, there's no nothing there. And I actually said we want to bring it out, on Christmas holiday, right? But we are gonna bring it out. Well, I don't even know who I want to pick. Let's go cat. People seem to like cats. What's the cat fire? That looks interesting. Oh no, let's go with this one, right? So, you know, they said, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So they said, nope, we're not going to miss it. We're not going to do that. And you know what? They missed it. So don't be arrogant, right? Don't be arrogant. Like, you know, say stuff, look, we're on track for everything. However, you know, unforeseen circumstances can arise, and if there's matters that are out of our control, then we may not see a release, you know, or it might get delayed, whatever, you know, but they didn't do that, and it is what it is, you know. I'm still hoping it kind of comes out, because like I said, I do like a lot of the people involved in Mars. What am I doing? I'm chasing the bell when I should be going for the power up, which makes me a bell end. Pun definitely intended. But yeah, let's see, man. I'm super enthusiastic about the replay too. Like super enthusiastic. If you go on any of the videos where I've covered it, I think the weekly news video, you can join their Discord, right? And you can see or just go and see what they're talking about on Discord, right? You can see there's a massive difference, right, between a team that's organized and believe that actions are louder than words, and you can see the difference between a team that believe words are more important than actual actions, right? You know, we can we can say this, we can show this, we can show emulation footage, we can do all of this, and in the end, you know, we don't really have to do much, right? There's a massive difference, and again, you know, I hope they deliver. Right, I mean, everything, guys, just speaking to them and how they seem on point and everything, it's a complete opposite to Mars. It's like, whereas Mars is a little bit chaotic in how they do everything, right? Replay are just very organized with the same stuff. It's like you ask them a question, you get an answer. You know, everything seems to be on track. You know, they're bored. Hopefully, it will be out soon. There'll be more information. As soon as I can cover something on there, I will definitely cover replay. And you know what? I'll cover replay, and I'm telling you now, I'll have a bias towards them. You know why? Because they know how to treat people. They know how to treat people nicely. They know how to be nice and just respectful to people, right? Rather than making them feel like alienated and, you know, you're special to be talking to us because we're superstars, or, you know, however you kind of see it, right? So that just, yeah. So I'm enthusiastic about it. But you know what, guys? Maybe I should stop now. I felt like I've gone on too long, and well, I forgot I'm big. I can destroy anything, guys. This soundtrack is so wicked for this. Maybe go back to the Saturn stream. You guys feel free to discuss it in the comments amongst yourselves. That's all good. But yeah, let's focus on Saturn, because what have I got left? I've got like 23 minutes left before I can go back and be a good husband. And I swear, I feel like I've been ranting for an hour. I'm hitting walls now. Guys, has anyone actually said any other games in here that we can kind of check out? Billy, you got a lot of misters, man. I know that. You're going to end up getting other stuff as well, man. Yeah, you know what? That is it. Like, the replay is facts. And you know what, guys? Right. You know, I'm not like showing off or anything here, but you know, since doing, let me put on something new, right? So what have I got here? Okay, I think this is one of the one that Thunderstorm and Road Blaster that Billy mentioned, right? So since doing my channel, I've become friends with a lot of developers. I end up getting previews, and a lot of people are really nice, right? You know, they appreciate what I do for them, and likewise, I appreciate what they do for me, right? You know, they get their projects more highlighted, or whatever works they're doing. You know, sometimes it may lead to like monetary gain for them, but ultimately I get more views, so it's a win-win, right? Be good to one another. You get something from me, I get something from you. People get to watch something, right? Bloody hell, man! Night shift mode. I completely forgot my trailer thought. So yeah, no, sorry. With the replay. Oh, so yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. So with a lot of the developer friends that I've made and the people that I hold in high regard, guys, everyone who I think is a good guy speaks nothing but highly of Mike J. So Mike J is like the main person behind Replay 2. Everyone says the guy is sound as a pound. The guy is just, oh, Philae, this looks decent. An on-rail shooter, right? They just say he's really good, and that has to come for something, right? And you know, when I've asked about, like, you know, let's say different members of Mars, there's been different stuff out there. Some people have said, you know, this guy's good, this guy's good, this guy's toxic, this guy's not. And I've tried to abstain from sharing any of that and just kind of making it, you know, making it a bit more neutralish or whatever. But you know what? yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, Mike J and the replay team guys, they're just wicked. If you go over there, you'll just get a completely different vibe, right? Even if you say, right, here's the thing, right? Even if you say something that the person doesn't like, they will still answer you respectfully if you ask respectfully, right? You can ask someone a question, guys. I think I've only ever removed, okay, I've only ever hidden one user from my channel, and that is one guy who kept copying and pasting the same comment about getting the Neo Geo CD core updated by Paul B. Saying, you know, Paul BNL, this is a message to you. So I said to him, look, you've left a message on a Saturn video or an N64 video. You know, this is the third time you're copying and pasting the same message, right? I said, look, if you do it again, I'm just going to hide you from the channel, so you're going to be wasting your time. So if anyone's unaware, we have this feature on YouTube, right, where we can go hide user from channel. And what that does is, if you're the user that I hide, right, let's just say, for example, I would never do it though, right? Let's just say SNK Kev, right? If I hide SNK Kev can still come onto my channel, he can still comment, and the comment will still show up, right? But it will not show up to anyone else. I won't see it, no one else will see it. If you log out of YouTube, you will not see your comment. The only person that will see that comment is you when you're logged in. So I gave that person plenty of warnings. I said, look, you're just spamming now, you're copying and pasting the same thing. That's the only person I've banned. Guys, I get criticized, right? Some people say, we don't like how you speak too fast, we don't understand you. You know, I've had people just call me an idiot, saying you don't know this, you don't know that. Do you know what, guys, I don't even actually mind, right? Because maybe some people get frustrated, this, that, whatever, they don't know how to get their point across properly. Cool. You know what, I don't even hide them from my channel. You can have a look at the comments. I generally get positive comments, so it's not much of an issue there, right? But you know, I've got to see this. So I generally get positive comments, so I'm kind of good with that, right? What's going on here? Let's okay, so yeah, I generally get good comments, but when I get negative comments, I don't hide them. They just stay there, man. I don't delete them. YouTube sometimes automatically deletes stuff. I've got this option on called like auto moderating, so I think it picks up if you put in like the F word or the B word or something just out there, will just block it. But to be honest, I don't really have much of an issue with that. So I don't really believe in too much censorship. You know, if it's really required and someone's being nasty. I mean, I've got people over on Twitter. There's a guy called Hans over on Twitter that's he's just been out at me and Video Game Esoterica, more on Video Game Esoterica than me, but obviously he's poking fun and everything. I kind of, you know, insulted them in a very nice way, just by pointing out that some people are like this, yada yada, a bit of a psychological way. But I haven't blocked the guy. I really don't care, you know, like, you can spend that much time doing it, it really doesn't bug me, right? Because, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people out there that dislike me. I get that, I understand it, and you know what, you know, maybe someday I'm going to say something that offends someone, and I completely get it and I understand it. I won't censor you unless it goes to some crazy, unless it goes into criminality extreme, you know. Okay, let's have a look at this game now. So this is Astra Superstars. Cool. Right, okay, let's go. Oh, computer versus computer, then I can read comments, right? Let's fight her because, you know, she's kind of hot, and let's fight against him because he's kind of not. Right, let's. Oh no, I press computer versus computer. It takes me back out. Right, okay. All right, maybe let's go. All right, let's definitely go with that guy. And oh, start button to exit. Says it in big bloody writing. So this was one of the games that I thought was very exciting when I first had a look at it. It just looked absolutely fantastic. Yeah, do you know what there is? There's a lot of, so there's developers, and that's why I always say, and to be honest, this even goes, right, you know, regardless of what I've been saying about Mars and everything there, the cores that like Darren O and the Track 17 have worked on, I like those cores, right? So even those, they bring out some stuff. Outzone, Gang Wars, POW, they brought a whole bunch of games that honestly, they're working on hopefully bringing Snow Brothers, but they brought out a whole bunch of games that I actually do like. So I'll always recommend, if there's games out there you like and you appreciate appreciate the work, sponsor them on Patreon, Ko-fi, wherever they are, even if it's not a permanent one, because I understand not everyone wants to build a subscription thing up. You can always subscribe and then resubscribe. And the same thing I say for Hotego. Hotego is absolutely awesome, guys, and I never hide it. I'm not financially like affiliated with him, but I just love the guy's work. It's his cause that made me buy and get. It's the CPS2 core that I saw that made me buy it. So naturally, I have a lot of love for that guy's work, and he brings a lot of arcade games. But I always tell people, look, if you want a beta, you don't have to continuously subscribe to the Patreon. You can just sign up for a month and then be like, you know what, guys, I'm out of here. Like, I don't actually, you know, I don't need to do this. I've got what I want. Just make a backup of everything you kept, because when you run an update, it will likely remove everything and update it, and you might need like newer versions and stuff. So take a snapshot of the current thing you got, back it up, and you can always kind of use that. But it is important to get it. And you know, Darren O and Attract 17, they've brought out cores that I like, man. Outzone is one of my favorite arcade games. Gang Wars, POW, I played those games a lot, and they've got other games as well. I can't really think of them at the top of my. Oh, Saint Dragon on the Jalico Mega System 1. That's a fantastic game. So you know, they've brought games out that I like, and you know, regardless how some of them conduct, or some developers conduct themselves, you know, personally or on social media, and you know how their conduct is with other people, they still bring out good stuff between them. Now, in regard to who does most of the work, you know, is it Attract, is it Darren, is it Pramod? I don't know who shares responsibility and who does the brunt of the work. I've got no idea what their development skills are like. I know that Attract doesn't come from a tech or a development background, so he's someone that's self-taught. So fair due to him. If he's learning to make cores based on stuff that he taught himself, then you know, respect for that. Respect where respect is due, right? So you know, I would say if you like some of their cores, you like some of the coin up collection one, there's nothing wrong with backing anyone up on Patreon if you like their stuff. But yeah, with the MiSTer, obviously there are some financial, there are some people making money out of the project, and that's obviously a lot of the vendors and the resellers but they've built a whole brand for that, right? Now some people speak up against that, but guys, I'm telling you now that my friend that got me into the MiSTer, he's an IT guy, right? So when I got my MiSTer, he told me order this. He ordered everything for me and he actually even put it all together for me, right? So I ended up making a saving because I bought everything manually myself, right? So which was cool. I was like, okay, wicked. But for example, now if I didn't have him, I would just buy a full kitted out set of MiSTer. You know, maybe I'd wait for an offer or something. So my MiSTer, everything cost me £350, right? The DE10 Nano, then all the case, the RAM module, the IO board, everything that I bought, the power switch, £350. I remember it specifically. At that time, if I wanted to buy a full set, it might have cost me an additional £150 on top. But you know what, guys, I would have paid it because I didn't know how to build it, and if I wasn't confident doing it, I didn't want to buy all this kit and damage it or anything. I might have bought it. So you know, there are people that are making money out of it, but they've brought a lot of innovative products to the market. My sponsor, MiSTer Add-ons, he's brought like the MiSTercade, which people like putting into their arcade machines. I mean, I really like the MiSTer Add-ons case. That's definitely the case that I like. The one that I'm using now, my single one, is one of those plastic kind of transparent ones, you know, like an ice cream sandwich. And the MiSTer Add-ons case, the metal ones, I've got a blue one. It's really nice. When it's not on, it's just so nice and cool, and it definitely doesn't overheat. So there are people making money in there, but I don't find anything wrong with that whatsoever. You're offering a service to people that want stuff and are happy to pay for it, and for me, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, be transparent with it, be cool with it. There's nothing wrong with it, right? We all need to make money. We all got, you know, we all got our lives. We all got families to feed. Anyone else want another game? Yeah, we're getting nothing done here. Oh, what's the situation with Mortal Kombat for MiSTer TMS? Mortal Kombat is not coming out for MiSTer. Pramod says he cannot get it working on the MiSTer. So he puts it down to the MiSTer's limitations, but I'm not criticizing Pramod here for this. He's a developer. He's actually put out tutorials explaining his kind of process. And what the limitations of the MiSTer are. Again, because I'm not from, you know, a background of programming or a development background, I don't know what that is. But all I'll say is there's people out there that said that might be too violent, actually. Maybe leave that. So there's people out there that, for example, said Or I don't. Maybe have I got decathlete? Let me have a look. So there's people out there that said the N64 core was impossible, right? So maybe they would have done a tutorial about it. They would have said, okay, you know what? This is impossible. It can't happen, right? It's never going to happen. But you know what? It has happened, right? It's happened. It's available. So the impossible has happened. So maybe there is a way of getting it over on Mortal Kombat, but maybe it's just something that Pramod can't do himself, you know. And I'm not trying to start flames or anything, because anytime someone says that, Pramod says, oh, this is a personal attack on me. It's not, because Pramod may have been one of the people to say the N64 was impossible. I'm not sure if he was, but a lot of people said it. Even in our interview with Wicker Wacker, Martin Donlon, he said he was one of the people that said the N64 is impossible to do on the MiSTer, on a DE10 Nano. So Robert proved the impossible was possible. So what someone says is impossible. Now, Pramod always says it's a bandwidth issue, it's a bandwidth issue, it's a RAM quality issue. Cool. Again, I'm not from that background. Maybe someone can work around that. Look at the work SRG 320 has done on this core. There is virtually no difference between having dual RAM and having single RAM. So whatever was working on dual RAM is working just as good on single RAM. So again, maybe, I mean, what would be amazing, right, is if someone wants to have a go on Mortal Kombat and Pramod says, okay, you know what, I'll actually open source my Pramod Y unit core so someone else can have a look at it. And that'll be amazing, because maybe someone else will be able to work on it and actually get it working on MiSTer. Again, I'm saying this as an ignorant guy, right? Because you know what, I don't know. I don't come from a dev background, so I've got no idea. You know, all I know is Pramod brought it out, 2 games are working, no sound. Mortal Kombat is impossible because the FMVs apparently crashed the MiSTer. Maybe someone else can get that working, right? You know, and the N64 core is a great example of that. It's just like, okay, cool. Impossible to you? Yep, no problem. Here you go, mate. Hold my beer. You know, I can do it. Okay, so sorry, I'm laughing at this game here, the ninja thing. So, you know, it really would be nice. It would be nice. I don't think Pramod will open source his work, at least not yet. You know, he feels like when it's ready, and you know, that's down to him. It's his work, and I respect that. If that's something he feels needs to remain closed source, he's done the work on it. It's completely and utterly his choice, right? But you know, it would be nice, you know, if someone out there says, you know, I'd like to give it a go, and he goes, okay, cool, you know what, I'll give you access to my code, see if you can get it to work, and we can see if someone else can get it to work. Yeah, I've got that game. I was actually looking at that, you know. I thought I'll get that. What's it called? Shinrei. Here we go, Shinrei. Right, well, what's the time? Right, guys, we've got like 10 minutes left, 9 minutes left, man. We've been streaming for how long now? 1 minute and 55. I started a couple of minutes before. I got myself organized, so I was able to do it before. I hate rushing streams when I'm running around. You can hear it on here because I'm a little bit out of breath running around the house trying to do everything. Okay, do you know what? I kind of did like track and field, man. Who remembers, right? We have all my Atari 800 people, right? That had what was it? Decathlon, right? Decathlon, and there was Daley Thompson's Decathlon and normal Decathlon, and you had the Atari stick, right? And you got your hand on top of it and you're wiggling that stick. I remember getting like blisters on my hand from playing that damn thing, man. But you know what? It was so addictive. I kept playing it. I worked through the pain, man. Who remembers, guys? Let me know if you remember the Atari stick, you know, the black one with the one red button on the top left, on the left hand side, and you put the palm of your hand on top of the stick. I'm actually doing the motions now. You push it down and you're wiggling that stick because that was the most optimal way of doing it, but you ended up getting a blister. Okay, this game's really interesting if it's the one that I remember being that game. It's the one, the controls are really good for it. It's where you, you know, let's be this guy. I think I'll pick the other guy first. So it's the one where you've got like a little crosshair and there's like a big skeleton at the end. Yeah, this is it. Oh, man, this game is so stylish, man. Absolutely stylish. Hello, yeah, definitely, man. There was a lot of good stuff. When did I get into it? I think I got into it in 2022. Again, very weird game. There's a way I could move a target or something. Ah, here we go. Such a cool game. Okay, so once I get it on them, does it lock onto them? Come on, get down, skeleton. Shame, it'd be nice if that locks onto the kind of skull and then lets you go around. Okay, I swear I was doing better at this. I kind of figured it out last time. So I must have a close range move as well, right? Yeah, I definitely want to eat that. They look kind of tasty. Oh, reminds me of Sunset Riders there, man. Again, very, very stylish game, but I feel like it's a game where I would have to actually kind of learn some stuff in here, but it looks very, very good. You know, we haven't played today. We haven't actually tried Daytona today. It'd be interesting to see if the sound in that game is actually fixed, you know. One day it's just going to surprise us. Look how cool the character design is on this. I feel like that ninja's on my side. He is. It must be on my side. Different color, attacking the enemies. Okay. Guys, I've been playing like my 3DSs recently, man. Like the Sega 3D Classics, and they've been really, really good, man. Like such a great console. Is that the end? That is the end. Yeah, this is a fantastic. Oh, I've got another life. Okay, let's take this because I do enjoy this game. It has like unconventional but doable controls. They're not completely terrible. I think, okay, so my buddy, oh yeah, I remember doing his bosses, man, these two skeletons. Okay, we fight more of them. Okay, midway bosses, right? Not quite end level bosses, and this is a fantastic game to try out. Nice, okay. Don't know, something looks nice about this. Oh wow, look at those graphics, man. Back then that would looked amazing. Look at the way it's just kind of popping in and out of the water, right? What is it, some kind of like water centipede? Yeah, man, banging. Does anyone know, was this an arcade game as well, guys? Or was this just, yeah, this game definitely needs a remaster, Scalinio. Definitely dig that. It'll be interesting, right? Because you could use, in today's controls, you could use the second analog stick to kind of move the crosshair around, move your target thing around. Or you could have the option, you know, have like the classic controls, or have like newer controls in there. Either way, it's wicked, man. Guys, was this actually like a Saturn exclusive or anything, or was this actually out on? Was this out in the arcades as well? I'm gonna go with this was like a Saturn exclusive. Oh, here we go. I had the special there. I think I just pressed it. No? All right, let's do one final game, guys. I want to keep... Oh, Saturn specific in Japan. Thanks, Philly. Let's go Daytona because I really do like Daytona, right? And let's just run a bit of Daytona. And it'll be interesting to see if the sound's improved on this. This will be a good check for this core to see has the sound gotten better or is the sound still. It was very, very low for this game, so we know that. Yeah, definitely, yeah, feels a little bit like Cabal, but obviously being, instead of like someone referred to it as a gallery shooter, right, or a gallery type game, it seems to be yeah, you can move along, so that's cool. But yeah, Cabal, I think, is a good observation for. Again, that's a game that will be a welcome addition on our FPGA machines. Yeah, the sound's still lower, right, isn't it? Let me turn it up, because this is going to be the last game that we do, so you guys can actually hear a bit. So,
beginner.
Oh, that might be too loud there for a second.
Please choose manual or automatic transmission.
Well, hold on, maybe the sound is okay now. It might actually be okay. Yeah, gotta love the rolling start, man. It's absolutely brilliant. Was this the original game to do rolling start, right? Because I don't remember anything before this having a rolling start. Guys, the sound might be okay now, you know. I think the sound's okay. Let's accelerate. Oh, I got the right button at C this time. Yeah, what a fantastic game. But guys, this is going to be the last game. Look, I appreciate everyone that stopped by. Like, love doing these streams. I know I went into rant mode today, so all kind of good, man. Like I said, I'm running on fumes, 2 hours sleep, so just running on fumes. But I felt it was important to get some of that stuff out there, you know. And all of those opinions are my own. And yeah, they are my own opinions. I'm entitled to them, and I'm sharing them on here. And I'm sure everyone has their opinions. Some of you guys will agree with me, some of you guys will disagree with me, but you know, that's how the cookie crumbles, right? Not everyone likes the same thing. People like people dislike people. Some people like me, some people dislike me, some people like, you know, don't like or dislike or like particular future coming projects. Some people like some of the team members, and some people don't like some of the team members. I guess that's what makes the world of retro gaming an interesting place. All right, yeah, you know what, guys, I'm kind of going to wrap it up here, man. What's the time yet? Oh, it's bang on 8 o'clock. Sorry, I was looking at the clock there. That's why I crashed. I'm not as bad on this game as I usually am. But yeah, cool, guys. Look, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I'll try and get another live stream done as soon as possible. I don't know if I'll put a Bolt out, because I kind of want to do a PC Engine one, and I really, really want to have a look at like Amiga on the Analog Pocket, but only the arcade ports, because there's an account that I follow over on Twitter, Dante Mendez, or Dante 2D Dev or something, the Twitter handle, and he's always posting Amiga games. And recently he done like arcade ports on the Amiga. I think he done 2 tweets with that, and he showed some of the great arcade ports that the Amiga actually has. And obviously there's got to be more than 8, and it'll be an interesting stream, because I'm sure we'll look at not only really good arcade ports, but we'll definitely come across some really, really poor ones as well. So that'll be an interesting stream. So I may not put you know, select what you want to see, but it will be more of the what would you guys like to see, because it gives me an idea of what you guys do want to see. And you know, out of the choices that I put out there, you know, I definitely have a favorite, and today's, if I'm being completely honest, okay, I'll come 30th. Okay, so in today's one, I wanted the first choice to actually be PC Engine. I was rooting for it because I haven't played PC Engine for a while, but I was still happy Saturn won, because I like Saturn. But guys, you know what? That's it for this video, for this stream. Really hope you liked it. If you did, subscription and a like is super appreciated. Be good to one another, guys.